going to start now, okay? The money, the fame, the cars. Are you truly happy with your life? Have you ever had a moment to realize if you truly are? Like, have you reached all of your goals? Now, I don't want you to get overthinking. I don't want to make you upset. But to do that, we're going to have an open mind for this speech. So, today, after weeks of research, I'm going to teach you a little bit about the law of attraction. You might even become an expert after it. Okay, so first we're going to read a little bit of fact, okay? So, according to St. Hansina, a blog reporter for the Law of Attraction Library, the underlying concept between is that we all are conceded to each other. All things in the world and universe belong to each other. Okay, all things in the world, we are all the same thing. In terms of energy, we belong to the universal energy system. And to break down this information and become an expert, I'm going to split it up into 3 topics. First, we will talk about what the law of attraction is, how to use the law of attraction, secondly, and thirdly, my own experience and a little bit of advice maybe. Okay, so my first point is to break into different points. We don't want to focus on the negatives in our lives, which we can talk about our different frequencies. Okay, so the law of interior is the first thing that we're going to need to talk about, which is Newton's first law also. Okay, so I'm going to read you another fact. The following an article by Texas Gateway published in 2002 and keeps getting updated till this year says, an object stays at rest and an object stays in motion with the same speed and direction unless acted on by an unbalanced force. All right, and this was discovered by Newton, like I said. So now that we understand that, we can understand the physics of attraction. And the law of attraction by Webster's Dictionary states that a periodic motion of particles of an elastic body or in a median and alternately opposite directions from position of equilibrium, when that equilibrium has distributed. So that means that everything is always in motion. My hair, my shirt, everything is always in motion. We can't see it, but if it was under a microscope, we could see it. And the same thing can be said about our energy and the way we see things in life. Now, that will bring me to my chart in a quick second. Some motion is like this. Now that's a regular amount of motion. And then when you're having, let's say, a bad day, your motion is super, super slow. But then sometimes when you're having a really, really good day, it goes like this. And if something else that you keep saying will happen, I will get this job, I will do something, it will happen. Now, you can definitely change your frequency, and as you can see, there's different levels of frequency. So contraction and expansion. Enlightenment, peace and joy and love, and reason and acceptance are all the ways that you will have a positive attraction. And then shame, guilt, apathy. If you are constantly thinking about something negative, good things will not come to you. I know that's hard to grasp because it's hard to control yourself when thinking about something negative if that's what you're always thinking about. I understand, and it took me a lot of time to grasp this idea also. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't want you to, maybe this will open your mind to it. That's basically what I'm trying to do with this speech. Okay, so to review points, now that we understand the law of interior and the law of attraction, we can now understand how to put this in motion with our lives. And to say the least, this is something that is an everyday task. Like here, we have a little chart, and I know you can't see it clearly. We can look into that further. Every single hour of the day, it has a task for you. All right. So now that I taught you everything, you become how I asking to practice this. Okay, which takes me to my next point. With breaking down some simple mistakes, this process is an everyday thing. Okay, so I found on a blog post that becoming more mindful of your own thoughts helps you discover what you should keep or remove from your own mind and reality of your experience. You will become more attentive to underlying negative thoughts. And you can start to combat it with new beliefs and feelings that better reflect your positive vision of the earning days. The engaging focus of self-reflection also enables you to start seeing what you want in your future and progress best at formulating clearer goals. If you can't visualize your goals, it won't happen. Okay. Say, I will do something, like I said. You attract what you are. If I say something, it will happen. And I know that it's weird. Okay, so. Next, to pick and choose the positive things that people say. Now, that comes to my next point and my second point, my next topic, that you can bring negative things into your life also, which can be really hard to do because you don't even see that it's happening. For example, if I say, I hate how mean my friends are to me, and I'm constantly complaining, I'm constantly crying, and I'm just upset about it in general, well then it's just going to keep coming back to me. I have to think that I will get new friends, and I'm going to be happy, and I'm going to do my own thing. Choose a positive saying. Just saying a positive saying can change your life for the better. Okay, so review my points. Hopefully you understand what the law is and how to use it. It was a lot for me to get used to, but you may actually like it from this speech, I don't know. Now you're most definitely the law we have to overview. We first overviewed what the law of attraction is. Secondly, we looked at how to use the law of attraction. And lastly, I'm going to give you my own experience. Now, I want to give you my own experience of the law because then maybe you'll be interested into it. All right. So that can bring me to my first point of my third. Okay. I manifested my own job. Now, a couple months back in January or so, I crashed my car and my parents had bought it for me, and it was just overall really, really bad. And I owed my parents $900, and I told myself, I'm going to get a job, I'm going to get a job, I'm going to get a job, because that was my only option. There was no other hope but to get that job. And I was like, okay. And I was already busy enough with school. One day, my friend texted me and was like, do you want a job? And I said, yes! So ever since then, I've been working. I didn't even apply. I literally had not applied. She just said, come in for an interview the next day. And I got it a day after my birthday. Best day of my life. So yeah, you can attract things that you don't even work towards. I hadn't worked towards because I hadn't had time. So yeah. And now I want to bring you to my next point, that is I want to give you some recommendations because I know that it is a little tricky, and I just feel like you should have other people's opinions also if you really do like this topic. So let's do that. Okay. So the first thing I want to say is The Secret by Rhonda Byrne has overall decent introduction to the law. It is kind of incomplete because it has its own drama to the story, but the emotion of the law is much more powerful than what the book is giving out. So, since it is doing that, I want to show you some YouTube videos by Abraham Hicks that you could just search up. They're comprehensive and empathetic about how emotions feel. They're pretty good for a beginner aspect. Definitely one of the first YouTubers that helped me, at least. Alright, so, in the short time that we've had, around 8-ish minutes, I have first looked at what the law of attraction is, how to use the law of attraction, and my own perspective. So, lastly, I'm going to just show you this quote, and there are many videos on YouTube actually about other famous people and their own experience with the law. And this one by Will Smith definitely got to me. Okay. Our thoughts, our feelings, our dreams, our ideas are physical in the universe. That if we dream something, if we picture something, it adds a physical thrust towards realization that we can put into the universe. This is actually the first thing I had seen that someone introduced to me that got me into the law. So, saying that, hope that you've liked my video today, and hope you have a good night.